Shalom, 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 Israel. We like to say, call on Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashak, Yahweh. All praises on the glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His own begotten Son, Yahweh. This is your brother Yasharala.
Where's Ahbayah?
Khan, coming back to y'all with yet another video. All right, and this is a 45-minute fire. All right, through the Spirit. So basically, I'm gonna kick it off with a precept, and off of that precept, we're gonna go through various topics. All right, because we know that in the book of John. Right, and this is not the precept, but all right, I'm just gonna bring this out for a disclaimer. All right, John chapter 3 and verse right number 8, right? John chapter 3, verse 8. It says that the wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. So the wind, it blows at where it listeth, right? It blows where it goes, and you hear the sound of the wind, but you don't know where it's coming from or where it's going, right? So that's how the Spirit moves. You know what I'm saying? That's how the Spirit moves. All right, so Khan, let me kick it off with the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end, and much study is awareness of the flesh. So we have to understand that there's going to be a lot of books out here, right? You got the book of Enoch, book of Jasher, the fake book of the Wars of the Lord, right? You have a lot of books out here. You know what I'm saying? All different types of books. So of making many books, there is no end, right? So, Khan, we gotta understand that Book of the Wars of the Lord, Salakia, all these different books out here that people claim are authentic. That's hey, hey, stop reading these damn books. All right, let me go. Let me go to the book of. Let me go to the controversial one, right? Salakia, real quick. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 10, verse 13, right? Joshua chapter 10, verse 13. It says, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? Yeah, it's written in the book of Jasher, but that book of Jasher that you order on Amazon is not the real one. All right, that's all. That's all, man. So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hastened not to go down about a whole day. Con, you got it.
Come get Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Right? Because like I said, a lot of people, like he said, Salakia, a lot of people, they go into the book of Enoch, the book of Jasher. And those people who was in the book of Enoch believe that, Noah was an albino. Those are the most bug out people. Those are the people who's in your DMs or in your comment section trying to argue with you, talking about the book of Enoch is real and whatnot. They even say that angels, they're half human and half animals. What they don't know what's going on, right? So let's get Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. So those books, those are not after Christ. If they took out the Apocrypha, what makes you think they still have the book of Enoch? Right? We barely even got the Apocrypha back, man. So that book of Enoch, you can forget about it. That's part of the hidden manna. That's because when you read Colossians 1 and 26, it reads, even the mystery which have been hidden from ages and from generations, but now it's made manifest to his saints. So slowly and surely it's being more manifested. The Lord's not going to share every knowledge with you. The book of what's it called, Hanan, something like that. The book of the wars of the wars of the Lord, something like that. Right? That's not here on the earth right now. You gotta wait till we go into the second wilderness to get that hidden manna, right? Because all this knowledge, it can bug somebody out. That's why you got all these people diving into these other books. Guess what? They're not in the truth no more. They think, they can put people in slavery now. They think, all these different madness stuff. So basically, just stick with the Bible, the 1611 KJV Bible, man. And Salak, it have to be long-winded. This brother on Instagram now, I'm not gonna say his name. He was in the camp. Now he's not in the camp. Now he's saying it's deeper than. Basically, he's saying it's deeper than just reading the Bible. You gotta read these other books too. So, you got it.
Con. And like the brother was saying, we have seen people that dive into these other books and they go astray and they can't understand the true doctrine, man. Right? Because they're reading these other books. I heard a brother told me who was reading the book of Adam and Eve, man. Right? He was reading the book of Adam and Eve. And at the time, I wasn't, I was a few months in the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what is that? But I already knew through the spirit that that's off, right? That's off. You know what I'm saying? And book of Adam and Eve, and the brother was, hey, the brother's doctrine is off. And me at just a few months in, because now, hey, the brother, he believes he's Israelite, but he doesn't keep the Sabbath, right? He's saying that the Lord is a Sabbath, right? So, hey, and then he said, hey, he believes all nations could be saved, right? And he had to call up his friend when we were talking about that, when we were basically debating about all nations being saved or not, right? He actually had to call up his friend because he was being confounded through the spirit. I was just a few months in, but that's not the boast. That's all the most are. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let's read this. This is the book of Colossians chapter 4 and verse 16. And when this epistle is read amongst you, right, cause that it be read also in the church of the Laodiceans, and that ye likewise read the epistle from Laodicea. So this is Paul making basically a reference to another letter that he read, or Slaki that he wrote, the letter to the Laodiceans. Now, do we have that in here? Right? Where's the letter to the Laodiceans at? Right? It's not in here, right? So hey brother, don't look up what's the letter of Laodicea, right? You start reading it, you start bugging out, man, right? Now you believe all nations can be saved, right? Hey, come on, brother, right? Hey, study this book first. You know what I'm saying? Brother can't even break down the damn. He can't even break down how we're Israel, right? And you trying to dive into these other books? Come on now, right? Con, you got it.
Kanye brothers trying to hop in all these different books. They wouldn't be the most deepest person. But you
Mm-hmm.
still got brothers who can't even name the 12 sons of Jacob. You ask them who's the mother of Judah, they don't know, right? You gotta be weaned off the breast, that milk, right? But you got brothers trying to break down Daniel chapter 7. They don't know the milk yet. It won't be so deep. But I want to get 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 4 and reads, neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies. So you don't want to give heed to these fables, these fake stories. Hell is not a real thing. That's a Greek mythology. That's a fable. There's no such thing as a red man poking you while you're in a fight. He's poking you in the fire, man. Right? Which
Con.
minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. So do. So don't give heed to these fables. It's not gonna be edifying, man. You're gonna be a bug out. You're not keeping the commandments. You don't go out to teach. You separated yourself from other Israelites. Now you're an individualite. You don't know what's going on. I'm gonna get one more precept. First Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. So you want to avoid these opposition of science, man. These science coming against you, talking about there's no such thing as God. The world was created billions of years ago. Before we had human race, we had the dinosaur race. All this scientific stuff, man. They're talking about you can go all the way out of space and stuff like that. But what about what it says in Genesis chapter 1 about there being a firmament? So this science stuff, you gotta put that away. Because a lot of people try to bring science into the Bible, and that's why they can't comprehend what's going on, because they deal on a manly level, on a human level, about creation. That's why they say God doesn't exist, because who created the Most High? That's why his name is Yahweh. He is. He just is. Right? The reason why we deal with time, we deal with creation, because we was created. So we always think there's something that agree. We always think that something has to create something. But the Lord, he just exists. You got to deal with it. But you got it.
All praise to the Most High. That's right.
Salakia, verse 21. Salakia.
Con, you got it.
Which some professing have erred concerning the faith. You see that? Some professing science, and they err from the faith. They're not in this thing no more. They used to be the deepest brother. They used to be on fire. They got into that science. They're not in this thing no more. Right? They're in the book of Jubilees now, trying to match it up with the science books, the science textbook that you get in your senior year. But you got it.
That's right, man. That's right. Hey, like how the brother Apostle Paul, right, when he went to Acts chapter 17, or so like it. Let's go to Acts chapter 17, right? And let's start at verse. Let me see. Right. Go on, Acts chapter 17 and verse. Where I want to start at though. Right. Verse 18, right? Acts chapter 17, verse 18. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans and of the Stoics encountered him, and some said, what will this babbler say? Right? So philosophers, man, came up to Paul. Hey, what is this babbler saying? Right? It says, what others some he seemed to be a setter forth as strange gods, because he preached unto them Yahweh and the resurrection, right? And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, right, which is Mars Hill, saying, may we know what this new doctrine, uh, wherefore, Slaki, whereof thou speakest is. So basically, they wanted to know the doctrine that he was speaking. You know what I'm saying? What is it, right? What are you saying? Because they were seeking, like, Slaki, let me get this precept, right? All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29. They wanted to know all mysteries, right? But they were seeking it in the wrong way. Instead of them going to the Bible, instead of them going to the Most High for the mysteries and for the secrets and answers of the world, they were trying to figure out, they were trying to go to Esau, right? To the spiritual demon Satan to get the answers, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, right? Where's the 29 Slaki? Slaki. Hold on. I know it's in the 20s, right? Slaki. Oh, Slaki. It's Proverbs 18:1. It says, though desire, Slaki, through desire, a man having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. You see that? So the brother, he kind of, he kind of, these damn individualites, you know what I'm saying? They're reading the book of Jasher, right? They're tired of reading the Bible. They're reading the book of Jasher. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to figure out what this is, trying to figure out what that is, right? And the brother, he's studying science and trying to link it up with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Well, brother, if you see, right, when you go to Genesis, it's actually Darwinism. Because, when the man, he wasn't fully developed in Genesis chapter 1. So it's because in Genesis chapter 2, then, right, that's Darwinism. Brother, no. All right, no. You gotta go to the Most High. You gotta, burn these other books, man. Like that account in the book of Acts chapter 19 and 19. All right, so you got it.
This book of Galatians to link up with that brother. Galatians 1 and I'll start at verse. Let me see. I'll start at verse 7. I'll start at verse 6, and it reads, I marvel that you are soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel. Because you got a lot of people who come into this truth, they on fire, they're bearing fruit, right? Next thing you know, they being tugged away on the left-hand side into these other philosophies. They want to get deep and know the deepest breakdowns. They want to know what's Revelation chapter 8 going into, Daniel chapter 11, right? But they don't know the meat. They see all these mighty brothers being mighty on the highways and byways. They doing Q&As, answering all the questions. They want to be just like that, but they're not moving on the own pace. So they been right. Galatians 1 verse 7, and it reads, Salakia. I'm gonna read verse 6 again. I marvel that you are soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel, unto another teaching. Verse 7, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of Christ. You got people in camps, they secretly going to brothers, not just in camps, but even on YouTube, on Instagram. They're trying to beguile other brothers to join their cult and stuff like that, saying that science is the way to go, Old Testament Israelites and stuff like that, right? Verse 8, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. So if anyone's teaching other than the gospel, and what's the gospel? Let me get that preacher real quick. This is the book of Acts, chapter 13, and verse 32. And we declare unto you glad tidings, how that the promise which we made unto the fathers. So if no one's preaching about Christ, no one's preaching about the promises made to our fathers, man, hey, you rebuke them and keep it pushing, man. They're trying to talk to you about the book of Jasher. They're trying to tell you that the Northern Kingdom is only Negro only. Northern, the so-called Native Americans are not Israelites. Rebuke them. Hey, defend the gospel and keep it pushing, man. because they trying to pull you into these other philosophies. You're gonna get choked up by the thorns, right? This is Galatians 1 and verse 8 again. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. As we said before, so say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. And the thing is, what I noticed, the Lord has the man of the servant, the real servants who's preaching the truth and sincerity. Those are the people who's going out to teach, not the people who believe in the book of Jasher, the book of Enoch. They believe science, right? They believe that the earth was created. Nothing came from something, right? Or something came from nothing. Salakia. I'm gonna get one more precept. Salakia. Right? They think the Big Bang Theory happened, and that all this came out of nowhere. You even got Jake worshiping science, but they tell you that you're just a monkey. So a lot of our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Right? I'm gonna get this one precept real quick. Salakia. This book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 2. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. And that's the doctrine we teach. That's the doctrine that Yahushua taught and Apostle Paul and these other apostles and disciples. That doctrine is the law, keeping the commandments, believing in Yahushua. If you're not preaching that, then you're not on the right track. Come.
That's right. Come. All praise to the Most High, man. Right. That's right. You can't be messing with all these different books, right? Because the brothers that mess with all these different books, what do you see them out on the highways and byways, like the brother would say, right? They're not there, right? Let's go to the book of Jude, right? All right, it's the book of Jude. All right, it's the book of Jude, chapter 1, right? Jude chapter 1 and verse 18. How that they told you there should be mockers in the last time, who shall walk after their own ungodly lusts. These be they who separate themselves sensual, having not the spirit. You see that? They separate themselves, right? Well, the brothers, I know they frown upon the book of Joshua, but hey, brother, it's in the Bible, Joshua chapter 10, verse 13. Right? I gotta read it. You know what I'm saying? Let me just get a page in, right? And the brother he started reading the damn because in the book of Enoch it says that the angel, it's like that the stars, right? That the star it's like it's just mad.
Yeah, they also said that the sons of gods, they came down from heaven and popped the women too.
They pop one. Man, that's madness, man. That's madness. And we can get into that too, man. We can cut that up to the spirit, Lord willing. Right? But they say that the stars, they're not actually lights in heaven, right? Like it says in the book of Genesis chapter 1, right? It literally says, let me get that precept, right? Hey, they're gonna have to explain this, right? Come on. It's the book of Genesis chapter 1, right? In verse 14. And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. The firmament of the heaven, right, is talking about the skies, right? To divide the day from the, it's like divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, right? So there's the lights, the lights within the firmament, which includes the stars, the moon, and the sun, right? These are for signs and for seasons and for wonders, right? That's how the Most High, the Most High, he can communicate to people through the sun, through the moon. When the brothers we see, blood moons, that means that judgment is coming, right? That's a sign. If we see a damn eclipse, right? Sometimes, so, hey, in my dreams, I've seen eclipses, and it's always associated with all hell breaking loose, So, an eclipse is a sign as well, right? Then the stars, the Most High, he can use the stars for a particular reason, right? And Issachar, they have, according to First Chronicles chapter 12 verses 36 on down, Issachar had that ability to look up into the stars and to see what Israel ought to do, as it says, right? So that's what it's for. And the stars are not literally they're not angels, because in the book of Enoch, it totally. We forgot about the Book of Mormon too, right? Book of Mormon is trash, right? But basically, they say in the Book of Enoch, they say that the stars are angels that kind of went off, and they were bad. So the Most High, the Most High, for their punishment, put them in the sky. Now they're stuck there. Con, you got it.
Yeah, and before I became the truth, I was looking at all that stuff too. I was like, dang, that's deep. I was really I'm like, dang, that's deep. I didn't know that. Look at the stars, it's just like angels stuck in the sky. They can't move. They're there for the torment. I'm like, dang, that's deep. It was madness. I was all over YouTube and stuff like that. All praise to the Most High. I wasn't beguiled, because those can be enticing words to our people. A lot of people hear that, like myself in the world. I'm like, dang, that's deep. And now I know all about the truth. I'm woke, right? I thought I was woke, but I really wasn't. I was like, I kept pressing the snooze button, basically. I wasn't woke yet. But it's 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 4. And it reads, "And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Spirit and of power." So when Paul taught, he wasn't using enticing words, because the book of Enoch, book of Jasher, all these different books, the book of Mormon, where all these different books can be enticing words. It probably say something that probably sounds deep, and you wouldn't get into it and read all about it. You forgot all about reading the book, the 1611 KJV Bible. You don't read it no more. You're all up in the book of Enoch, reading it all the time, because it talks about how the angel, half of their body part is human, the rest is an animal, like a deer or something, man. Right? That's not what's going into. It's madness, right? But a lot of people, they want to get into it deep, right? They want to be so called, more spiritual and stuff like that. Even at camp one time, we had, well, many times, right? Even on the kind of even what's it called, on Instagram and stuff, you be having people saying it's deeper than the Bible, bro. Right? It's deeper than knowing you're an Israelite. Blah blah blah. It's deeper. It's always deeper. There's nothing deeper than Yahawashah. A lot of people want to keep saying it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. But you can barely even swim in 3 feet.
Right. He's saying it's deeper. Break down the seven thunders right now. Right. Break down the seven thunders. Right. Break down the seven thunders of Revelation chapter 10. If it's deeper than that, right? You can't get any deeper than the Bible, bro. Right? There's literally things in the scriptures people have no idea what's going into. You know what I'm saying? People have no idea what it's going into, right? Except for those that the Most High has revealed it onto. You know what I'm saying? There's things in Ezekiel. There's things that Yahweh Shah said that utterly confounds people. Like, what does Yahweh Shah mean by that? You know what I'm saying? We be reading it. We got to figure it out. And it's ultimately all to the Most High. But nothing is deeper than this Bible, right? Nothing. All right. Come on. Like the brother was saying. And also here's a word that goes into this. It's called the pseudepigrapha, right?
Pseudepigrapha.
The pseudepigrapha, right? Uh Basically it describes it as basically falsely attributed works, right? Text whose claimed author is not the true author, or a work whose real author attributed it to a figure of the past. So basically, the pseudepigrapha is basically, because when you break down that word in etymology, pseudo means fake, right? Pseudo in the Greek means fake. Pigrapha means inscribings, right? Or title. So basically, the false titles or false attributed works, right? And so the book of Enoch is part of the pseudepigrapha, man. All right, pseudepigrapha. Why? Because the book, hey, don't touch the book of Enoch. All right. If Enoch really wrote a book, all right, Lord willing, we'll be able to read it in the kingdom. Because remember, the making the books, there is no end, right? So Lord willing, the real one, we'll be able to see it in the kingdom, right? Come on.
Yeah, kind of. Man, even we've got about the Quran too. Brothers be in the Quran. Brothers be in anything but the Bible, man.
Yeah, come on.
I want to get this real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And I'll just start verse 18. And it reads, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be
Mm,
wise. Right? So you got a lot of people that think they're wise in the world. I'm a Muslim. I'm already woke and stuff like that. I don't eat pork. I follow the Torah and stuff like that. They think they know something, right? But they really don't. The Quran is one of the biggest religions in the world. And we know what it says in Matthew chapter 7, verse 13 on down, if I'm not mistaken, enter ye in the straight gate, and the narrow gate, Salakia, right? But come on, let's keep going though. I'm gonna read 19 again, or 18 again. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seeming to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. So you gotta become a fool. You gotta humble down, understand the truth, forget the knowledge you had in the world, and know about this truth. But a lot of people are too prideful, especially brothers, man. Alkim, they're too prideful, right? Verse 19. You even got the book of, you got Moors, the religion Moors and stuff like that. They believe
mhm.
they come from Moab and stuff like that. It's madness, man. I had
Oh,
he had to defend the gospel like 2 camps ago. He had to defend the gospel with that, man. Right? It was madness. Right? Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it's written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. So all these things that brothers want to hop into is foolish. You got people that want to study secular history all day. They don't believe in the Bible, but they're studying secular history. But the Bible deals with that. Revelation chapter 20, Daniel 7, Daniel 8, Daniel 9, Daniel 10. Basically, almost all Daniel. You even got Ezra chapter 1 that deals with secular history. All the Bible deals with a lot of things, and it's too deep for some people. But a lot of people say the Bible's not deep, right? But come on,
mhm.
you got it.
That's right. That's right. Con, I got the book of First Corinthians, chapter 8, and verse 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we have all knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up. Read that again. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. Right? Hey, the brother, he wants to know all mysteries, all parables, right? The brother, he's studying the Bible, right? But then, spirit hops on him, and Lord willing, this spirit doesn't hop on us, right? Because in Galatians 6:1, if a brethren be overtaken in the fault, you know, you which are spiritual, you know what I'm saying? Hey, talk to that brother and meekness, lest thou also be tempted. So this could happen to any one of us. A spirit just hops on us. But the thing is, a spirit will hop on a brother, right? And now, instead of him reading the Bible all day, now he's trying to read the book of Enoch. Now he's reading the Quran, right? He's reading the damn creation of the universe by a damn Edomite author, right? Hey, that's madness. And now he's puffing it up. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the camp, talking to the brother about it. Hey, it's deeper than that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. Then he's asking you a question about the book of Enoch. What was the in the chapter 14 in the book of Enoch? Who was the serpent? Right? Or I don't know, right? Right? See, you don't even know that, right? Have you read the book? Hey, have you read the book of Adam and Eve? Because I read it. Now he's all puffed up, huh? Right? Now the brother he used to wear the fringes. Now he doesn't wear fringes anymore. Hey, bro, hey, it's deeper than just keeping the law like that. You are the law, brother. I'm like, what? All right, come on, let me keep going though. Verse 2, here's the cut. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. Right? If you think you know so much, man, right? You diving into these other books, right? You sweating, right? Damn, you're reading all day, right? Looking up the videos, right? Brother, book of Enoch, chapter 14 breakdown. He's sweating, right? Hey, you haven't touched this, right? You haven't touched this in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Now you just been all in the book of Adam and Eve, right? If any man think he know of anything, he know of nothing as he ought to know. You really don't know anything. And even those of us that's in this truth, the Most High has given us this knowledge. We still don't know anything, man. Right? Because we know that knowledge will puff up a brother. Right? And just because you know a few precepts doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything. You know what I'm saying? So con.
Yeah, come on. It's madness, man. It's madness.
It's,
Let's look at the even the Pharisees. They had their own traditions of men. It wasn't the tradition of the Most High. It was tradition of men. That's why Yahushua, I won't say he hated, but he disliked the Pharisees, man. He wasn't going for them because they had their own traditions of men. They always criticizing the Jews and stuff like that because they didn't follow their traditions. Same thing with the people, the Quran, these Muslims. You trying to wake them up, they getting mad at you. Talking about you don't know what's going on. No, brother, you don't know what's going on, brother. The Quran, the Muslim, that religion came about 622 BC when we was in slavery, right? So a lot of people don't know what's going on because the Bible, it doesn't have it been here since the beginning. So I don't know how to explain it, man. These religions was just found not that long ago. Right? Let me just get this precept real quick, man. Let me get this picture precept. This is a book of. Let me get two precepts real quick. Book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 13, and it reads, "Enter ye at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there that be find it." So there's gonna be a few people that get saved. A few people are calling themselves Israelites, but a lot of people, actually, if you don't mind, you want to look up how many people are Muslims, Christian, all these different religions. Let's put this on trial right now. Let's see. Let God be true and every man a liar, real quick. Let God be true and every man a liar.
I'm gonna look up how many people are Christians.
Or do the most popular religions.
Oh, con.
I think Quran's Muslim, Islam is like second, Christianity's first, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of got Buddhism up there too, man. You won't hear nothing about Israelites. The only time you hear about Israelites is when they say Black Hebrew Israelites. You know what happened? Up there in Jersey. He killed some fake Jews. That's the only time you hear about the real Jews, man. The Israelites.
Con. See that? Can y'all see that?
Damn, yeah, I can see it. You see that? So the Lord's not meant that he should lie. Dang. Hold on, leave that right there. I'm gonna read this again, man.
Go.
Look at Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat." So if you enter in at that broad behind gate, which is 2.382 billion, 1.9 billion, right? That's that broad behind gate. The Lord says he's only coming for a remnant of Israel. He's not coming for that many people, man. Right? Let's keep going though. "Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it." I saw no so-called. I didn't see no Hebrew Israelite. I didn't even see no Black Israelite. You got Hinduism up there. You got secular atheists. It's madness, man. This is bad. This place gotta go.
That's madness. That's
And
madness.
that's a spirit too, because it's 208 over here in Colossians 2:8. You got it.
All praises. Con. I got precept on there, man. Right. I got two precepts to the spirit, man. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 17 and verse 7. "At that day, right, shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel." Man. Right? Because these men, or it's like these men and women in Christianity, guess who they have their eyes set to, man? Right? Guess who they have their eyes to, man? They got their eyes to this man, right? This is the people in Christianity. They have their eyes to this man, and they have respect to this man. They think that this dude is the Holy One of Israel, right? Now, I'm not talking about Yahushua Mahashiach, because Yahushua doesn't look anything like this man, right? This man is actually Caesar Borgia, and he's basically the the um the face, right, of Esau, right, of Edom. You know what I'm saying? And everybody worships, Esau. When you go to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, what do they say about the beast, right? Real quick, let me go to the book of Revelation 13, right? Real quick. This is the image of the beast right here, right? Like literally the devil, all right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. It's talking about the revised Roman Empire. And his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. All the world, man, wondered after the beast. This is this is literally 2.38 billion people, man. 31% of the world. The world wondered after the beast, right? Let me keep going, right? It says, because you got Christianity in the Philippines, right? You got Christianity in South Africa, down
Even in
Russia,
China, man.
yeah, in China. You know what I'm saying? You got Christians everywhere, or so-called, right? Let me keep going though. It says, verse 4, and they worship the dragon, which gave, and they worship the dragon, which gave power unto the beast, meaning they worship Satan, and they worship the beast, saying, "Who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war," right? And so these 8 other nations, they bow down unto Esau, man, right, and accept his religion, his philosophies, man, right? That's why you got Chinese Christians, got Japanese Christians, Arabic Christians, right, etc., etc. You know, and they of course got their own religion too, but you also have uh 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 Christians in every nation. You know what I'm saying? So-called Christians, right? But yeah, they have Salakia. Let me going back to the precept real quick. Salakia, Isaiah 17 and verse 7. That day shall a man look to his maker, and his eyes shall have respect to the Holy One of Israel. Right. So at that day, the Most High is going to make every knee bow, and every man have respect to his maker, to the Holy One of Israel, Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashak. All right, and not these damn false religions, right? And Allah, who you can't even see according to the Quran, right? You can't see him, but you know, that's madness, man. That's madness.
Oh,
Yeah, and also real quick, they gotta kind of explain that, man. If you can't see Allah, why in the hell does it say that every man shall look to the Holy One of Israel? Because they claim that the God of the Bible is Allah, as in the Quran. So, hey, see that? Khan, you got it.
that's madness, man.
Yes, yeah.
It's bad. And the Quran just means to recite. And what did they recite? They recited the Bible, man. Muhammad was a white man, according to the Hadiths, if I'm not mistaken,
Khan,
158. Right.
Saeed, Al-Bukhari.
Right.
God.
Let me get this one precept real quick, though. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 28. And it came to pass, when Yahushua had ended these things, that people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. So Yahushua, he set the record straight when he came, man. He was shaking the hand boldly, man. Well, let me get that precept real quick. Hold on. These one of the precepts, all praise to the Most High. I just learn through the Spirit. But Yahushua wasn't out there like the Christian pastors. They giving you a motivational speech. He's shaking the hand, man. He's shaking the hand, being bold. Muslim, they're not doing that. One time, even at camp, we had this Muslim dude, Ishmael. He was coming around passing out Qurans and stuff like that. Was he out there teaching? No, man. He wasn't out there teaching. He wasn't out there rebuking. He wasn't out there defending the wicked behind Quran, man. All right, let me get this real quick. This book of John, chapter 7 and verse 25. Then says some of them of Jerusalem, is not this he whom they seek to kill, but lo, He speaketh boldly, and they say nothing to him. Do the rulers know indeed that this is the very Hamashiach? So Hamashiach, he was out there speaking boldly, man, speaking with authority, right?
Mhm.
My main point is a lot of people was astonished because he wasn't teaching the same thing as this world. He wasn't in the book of Enoch. He wasn't teaching the thing behind the Moorish religion, the Book of Mormon, and stuff like that. He was teaching the gospel. He was even Luke 4:17. He went precept upon precept. He went to Isaiah 61, even in John chapter 10 verse 34, right? So, but come,
Yeah, hey, he wasn't teaching the damn traditions of men, right? Like it says in the book of Matthew, us like Mark chapter 7, right? But yeah, all praise to the Most High. Let me go to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, and verse 18. It says, "Oh, that thou hadst hearkened to my commandments." If we just had listened to the Most High's commandments in the first place, right? Then had thy peace became as a river, and thy righteousness as the waves of the sea. So righteousness will be like like the waves of the sea right now amongst the nation of Israel, and ultimately amongst these various nations. Because in the kingdom, they're going to have to be keeping the laws, and righteousness shall be established on earth, right? Once again, nobody's going to be a damn Buddhist. Nobody's going to be a damn fake ass Christian, right? Nobody's going to be a Catholic. The word Catholic goes back to the word Katholikos in the Greek, which means universal. What the hell is that, right? How you going to be universal? Did the Lord say be a universal, right? The Lord never said to be a Catholic. Was Yahweh Shai Catholic? You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai was a universal. No, he was a hey, brother. Give me the book of John, man. Right, give me the book of John, chapter 1. All right, give me the book of John, chapter 1, and verse 47, man. All right, come on. For all you, Christian, you say I'm a Christian. What are you? Somebody say, oh, I'm a Christian. What are you? Right? Hey, man, give me the book of John, chapter 1, verse 47. Right, actually, hey, let's start at verse 46.
Let's be John chapter 1 verse 46.
Come on.
And Nathanael said unto him, can there any good thing come out of Nazareth?
Mm-hmm.
Philip said unto him, come and see.
Right, because could any good thing come out of Nazareth? Because Nazareth, the hood part of basically Israel. The northern part of Israel, right? He got it.
Yahushua saw Nathanael coming to him and said of him, behold, an Israelite indeed.
What the Lord say?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
Nah, Christian.
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
Catholic.
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
Uh-huh.
In whom is no guile.
In whom is no guile, man. Right? So the Lord, and these are real so-called Christians, followers of Christ, right? The Lord didn't say, oh, behold, a Christian indeed. He said, behold, an Israelite indeed, man, in whom is no God, right? So, hey, man, all right? The Lord never said to be a Christian, never said to be a Protestant, never said to be an evangelicalist. Hey, there's so many denominations, man, right? The Lord, hey, he ordained men to be Hebrew Israelites, right? Israelite, because this is a book not of a religion, but rather a book of law, statutes, and commandments, which the Most High gave unto the sons of Jacob, the sons and daughters of Jacob, for an heritage, as is written in the book of Sirach, chapter 24, verse 23, right? And real quick, can you give me the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 1, real quick? Right? Let's get this. Because people mistake the Bible for a book of religion, right?
It's a book of Luke. He said 4 and verse 1, and it reads, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever.
Mm-hmm.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
The water, right? So this is the book of the commandments of God, right? It's not going to. Hey, this book is not a book of religion. It's not a book of just love, hugs, and kisses, man. It's a book where the commandments of the Lord can be found, where the words of the Lord can be found. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta search out this Bible, all right, and understand that the Lord does not deal with religion, right? So,
Kind of
and
got precept. What's like you got it?
it's like real quick. I was just saying, you get religion from these damn other nations, right? These other nations, they created these damn religions. You know what I'm saying? And the damn Moabites coming over, hey, hey, be a Buddhist, right? Shave off your head, come live in the damn jungle, man. Right, you got it though.
Kind of got precept what you were saying in John 1:47. Because again, Paul, he wasn't saying, these are let me just get it. 2 Corinthians 11:22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. He wasn't saying, are they Christians? So am I. Are they Hinduism? Are they Hindus? So am I. Right? Are they in Christianity and stuff like that? So he was saying, are they Israelites and stuff like that? Are they from Abraham and stuff like that? Even in Romans chapter 11, verse 1, I'll just get it right now for edification's sake. All right. It reads, I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. He didn't say he was a Christian from this, that, and third. He said he's an Israelite, right? Because Paul wasn't dealing with the tradition of men.
I got a precept on that too, right? The book Acts chapter 20. Look here. Acts chapter 21. All right. Nah, it's not 21. The Bible, man. All right. It's lucky. Acts chapter 22 and verse 3. It says, I am verily a man which am a Jew. Hey, how come Paul is not saying, I am verily a man which am a Christian? Right? Because sometimes we ask Jake out on the highways and byways, right? Hey, what's your nationality, brother? He says, I'm a Christian. Right? Brother, that's not a nationality, right? That's a religion. We're asking, what's your nationality? You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, we already know he doesn't deal with religion, right? Let me keep going. It says, I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Sicilia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous toward God, as ye all are this day. All right, you say he's a Jew, man. Never say he was a Christian.
This is fire precept.
Closing out though. Yeah, we can close out, man. Right. Yeah, let's get a closing precept and then we got you. All right, I'm gonna close out this. This is fire precept. This is the book of John, chapter 12, 28. It says, Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. All right. All praises to Yahweh Shema Mashak Abishah.
This one precept real quick. If I can't get this one precept, I'll just get another one. Like it. I think it's straight. I'll just get this other precept done. I'll just get this precept. This book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, the husband being Yahushua, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach. So we have to be a virgin in this thing. Because again, Israel is is referred to as a woman. And again, I believe it's 2 Timothy 2:9, if I'm not mistaken. It tells you that they have to be shamefaced. Right? They have to be shamefaced and stuff like that. Or it might be 1 Timothy, either or. I think it's 1 Timothy, yeah. Kind of 1 Timothy. So you have to be shamefaced in this thing. So when you've been shamefaced, you're not in all these philosophies, not entertaining all these doctrines of man and stuff like that. You being shamefaced, staying to one husband. Verse 3, by fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. Right? Because she was if she was shamefaced and went back to her husband, Adam, she wouldn't have been deceived. But again, she was beguiled. She was diving into the other philosophies, and guess what? Now we're in this predicament that we're in. Verse 4. For if he that cometh preaches another Yahushua, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another spirit which you have not received, or another gospel which you have not accepted, you might well bear with him. You might as well just bear with him, right? But the point is, be shamefaced. Don't be diving into these other philosophies. Don't be that person with itchy ears. You're going to all these other doctrines. Next thing you know, you sift it out. But come.
Khan, all praise to Yahweh Bashan Yahweh. All right. Mighty words from the mighty brother Ahbayah. Remember, you can find him on YouTube. He's popular on Instagram. He has over 1,000 followers. All right. So you can follow him on his channel. All right. It's Ahbayah. All right. Spelled as it is on the title. But Khan, with that, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto the Most High God, Yahweh Bashem Mashak Yahweh. Lord willing, this was edifying. Brother Yasharala.
Brother Ahbayah.
Come on. Kwame Yasharala. Shabbat Shalom. Keep it holy. All right. Shalom.